Hello and welcome to Control Delete Tutorials. My name is Jason and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I had a request to do a tutorial on how to program a TI-84 calculator, and I'm going to show the quadratic formula and how we can program that in. And you basically be able to use this sort of setup for pretty much any equation as long as you know the equation. So the way we start, I'm just going to be using the TI Smart View, and you could do this with the TI-84. It should be exactly the same for the program based off of what we are doing. So we're going to start off by hitting the program button, which I've currently got pulled up here, and we need to create a new program. So we're going to go over to new here, and we'll go down to enter, and we're going to type in a name. So we're just going to pick a simple name, something like quad. So we'll do Q U A D, and we'll hit enter, and this is going to start bringing this up. Now TI-84, the programming language, we don't have semicolons at the end. They have these colons at the beginning, which signifies a new line, and we'll just go ahead and start off here by taking in our three variables that we're going to need for the formula. Typically we're going to take in three variables for this. The way we're going to set it up, we're going to set it up where the plus side of the equation is going to be stored as one value, and then the minus will be stored as another value. So we'll start off with hitting the program button. We're going to go over to I/O, and we're going to choose number 2 here. Now you are able to just press 2 and it will select that, or you can hit the down arrow and enter. And so prompt is going to allow us to take in variables separated by commas. So we'll just store the first one as A. So we'll hit alpha A, and then we'll hit comma, alpha B, comma, and alpha C. And we'll hit enter, and this will start a new line of code. And we need to encapsulate the entire equation to do this properly. So we're going to do that by using our left parentheses, and then we'll say minus, and we're going to use our B variable, so B. And on the first one, we're going to do plus, so plus, and we're going to do the square root, so that's second, and square root is right here. And we're going to say the square root of B squared, so B, and then squared. And then minus 4 AC, and parentheses, and then we need a second parentheses, so you want to make sure you always have the same number of parentheses here. And that will all be divided, and just to make sure we get everything correctly, so this will be over, and then we're going to encapsulate 2A in parentheses as well. Now this will be the first part of the equation. We need to store this value. So there's this STO button, stow. It's our store function. So we're going to store it as a variable x. And we'll hit enter to do a new line of code. So we're going to do pretty much the same thing. The only difference is going to be this plus will be a minus. So we'll do our parentheses minus b minus this time the square root, so our square root, and that's going to be b, alpha b, squared, minus 4ac, and then our 2 right parentheses, and that will be over 2a again, so 2a, and then our right parentheses. And we're going to store this one as y. So that'll give us our first and second part of the equation there. And then we're going to display this on the calculator. So we'll go back to program. We'll go to the right here to I/O, input output. We're going to choose number 3 here, so 3. And we're going to display. So I want to display some text first. So if we're going to do a string, we'll do quotes, and I'm going to hit second alpha to alpha lock, and I'm going to say root, and then space, equals, Q, U, A, L, S, and I'm going to put a space, and then another quote. And then I'm going to put a comma so I can separate this. Oops. Turn our alpha lock off there. Delete that. All right, comma. We'll put our first variable, which is going to be x. So alpha x, and then a comma so we can display alpha y. Put that, and that should be the end of it. We'll hit enter there. Oh, yeah, I see what I did wrong here. So here I'm using the minus key. I actually need to use the negative key. So we can just go over top of here. We'll press that. That'll make it a negative. That's my mistake, sorry. So we don't want to use minus. I'm used to programming to where it's not going to be a difference. So we'll just go back over our other one. We'll hit the negative key there. Okay, second quit. Okay, so we'll go over to program, quad. We'll hit enter to run it. So we need to make sure we're picking numbers that work. So I'll go with -2, go with 13, and 7. And if I've done everything correctly, I'm going to get -0.5 and 7. Now, if you use any variables that would not give you a correct answer, you're going to get a syntax error. Let me give you an example. So if I type in 15, 10, and 5. Oh, whoops. Let's run the program again. So if I use 15, 10, and 5, I get this non-real answer, which means that it's not going to work. So you want to make sure that it's going to function properly. So you need to make sure you're putting in the right variables. So we'll just quit there. Yeah, and that basically wraps it up. So once again, just so you can see the program, if you need to go back and edit, we just go over to edit, and you can see the program here. So prompt ABC, we put in the equation with plus, we put it in with minus, make sure you're using the negatives, and then we display the answer down below. So you could use this with pretty much any equation. So hopefully you found this tutorial helpful. If you'd like to see more, please leave me a message down in the comments saying what else you would like to see from this. I definitely want to say that C# and C programming is more my strong suit, but I'll do my best to look up or figure out other equations, and then I can show you how to do those in here as well. So thanks for watching.